All right, guys, let's do a sound check this morning. We're going to wait for us to start streaming over here, and we'll turn our commercial off. We're looking at a tactical-based reality game here. Sound check, sound check. There we go. And let's mute us here. Sound check, sound check. The show has not even started and you already got a thumbs down. Isn't that terrible? And now we're muted, so we don't have any feedback. All right. Morning, everybody. Welcome to another live shop. This is live shop number 16. And we got some incoming mail, and we're going to wait for a few people to show up. We got 19 people watching, up to 22. Hey, good morning, Gary. How you doing? Mr. Isle Gopher, how you doing? We're said the sound is good. Northwest Machining says it's good to go. All right. Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here in Southern California. It's not too hot. It's only about 50 degrees, so it's a little chilly up here in the hills. And we're just doing our morning show on a Saturday. Haven't done one in a while. We've got some a couple boxes to open, one from a viewer and another one from a Summer Bash sponsor. Roscoa, woohoo live. Awesome. Good morning. Good morning, Roscoa. 32 degrees here. Feels good. 32 is freezing. How could that possibly feel good? Well, it's the new year, and we're starting to work on Summer Bash. We've got a file folder already started. Now we've got names of guest hosts we've been gathering. And would you like me to go down? But that list up there is incomplete. Our guest hosts this year are Tom Zolickman, Herb Blair, John Mills, Brad Jacob, John Saunders, James Green, Gary Cude, Don Cossett, Tom Lipton, Bruce Witham, Ray Cornelia, Emma Ritson, Mike Dittman, Andrew Padaka, Keith Rucker, Randy Richard, Jim Bollinger, Keith Finner, James Kilroy, Chuck Bomarito, Michael Wiggins, Pierre Baudry, Ray Goff, and Adam Booth. 2 breaths. All right, it's a pretty extensive list. Hey, there's Colin. How you doing, Colin? 32 degrees is a warm streak. Good God, that is. I'm okay with the heat. I'm a lizard, but when it comes to the cold, I'm just a big wuss. I have been working on some sponsors. I spent the last couple of days, Thursday and Friday, making phone calls, sending out emails, and talking to some of our sponsors for Summer Bash. So far, we have DRO Pros, Big Gator Tools, Marshall Wolf Automation, Noga, All Industrial Supply, James Harrell Design, Engineers Black Book. Some of you guys know these books. I use mine constantly. I actually carry it in my truck. Do it on the fly and here in the shop. Engineers Black Book, American Rotary, Standards Granite, and PTC Instruments. So pretty cool. And they're all doing something. We don't know what yet, but there's some of them have already sent stuff in. Some of them I've got commitments on tools and things they're donating, but they're all giving us commitments that they're getting involved. Hybrid Hippo says, good evening. Okay, well, good evening, Hybrid. And, I did make some other calls. Our hotel this year is the same as last year. It's the Marriott Suites Residence Inn in Ontario. And they've given me pricing. I'm going to go down and close the deal Monday. We have group rates for the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th of June. The room rates are double occupancy. These are all suites with nice little kitchenettes and living rooms. Double occupancy is $114. Quad occupancy is $134. And then they've got suites. I think it sleeps 6 in the suites, but check with them. But they're very nice suites, and those are $164. I'm going to go down and close the deal Monday. Don't make a reservation yet. They're not going to honor these prices till I go down and sign all the papers and everything. All right, but that is the Residence Inn in Ontario. Scott Hinion. Hello, Stan. Hello, Scott. Okay, so that's some of the work I've done on Summer Bash. Let's get to a little bit of viewer mail. We'll kind of mix it up a little bit. Aaron Garney sent some stuff in. He's up in, let's see. He's up in Tacoma, Washington, and he sent it to Stan the Man Zinkoski. That's me at Bar Z Industrial. So, Aaron, go check him out. You know, Aaron Garney's got a YouTube channel, but with the same name. Last name is Garney. So let's see what Aaron sent in. I already opened it. I cheated because it was really foam packed. But he sent over, you know, what a surprise. He sent over grinding wheels. But he sent over more of the dish type wheels that I like. And these are from Bay State Abrasive. Yeah, Bay State Abrasive. And these have proven to be really good wheels. I got my first one from Keith Rucker. Keith Rucker sent me some Bay State Abrasive. And they're actually a very nice wheel. And these are aluminum oxide. This is a 60K. Both of these are 60Ks. So those are the plate type or dish type wheels. And they go so quick, you know. They're very inexpensive, but you just wear them out in a heartbeat because they're so thin. And he sent me another one. And this one I'd never heard of. Pacific Grinding Wheel. I've never heard of Pacific Grinding Wheel before. And it's got what looks like a Radiac part number, which is kind of interesting. This is a 120K. So a very fine wheel, very narrow. It's a VIT. So I need to look that up. The VOS is one of the Radiac lines, which that's a very open structure. If you look at it under a microscope or a jeweler's loop, you can see the structure of the abrasive. After you've made a clean cut with a diamond, it almost looks like a sponge in there. So and that sure looks like a Radiac type part number. But Pacific Grinding Wheel, never heard of them. Marysville, Washington. Let's look at some comments real quick. Colin says, just finished working on a bending die for the brake. Have some printer stands to make. Okay. So you're bending like some sheet metal or some heavier stock. Let's look at some of these other wheels. There's another Pacific, same thing. And then we get down, what is this? Oh, this is the Carborundum brand. Carborundum Abrasive Company, Niagara Falls, New York. And their writing is so small. This is a 46J. So nice and coarse, great for rough work, good for cast iron, you know, a nice open structure. It's a J hardness and a V40 structure. Interesting. I have to look that up. I don't have that many Carborundum brand, but it's aluminum oxide, I'm sure. And there's a couple of these. Very nice. Here's an interesting one. And I didn't even know Hertel made that. Hertel is the cutter company. And this is blue, so this is probably like the Teflon impregnated wheels. I'm gonna have to look this one up. It's a 46J, and it's a really short part number, AZ46JV. So not a huge part number, but I'm sure it means something. But I'll have to look up the properties in the Hertel book and see if I can find that. So pretty darn interesting. Let's see what we got. James Green, good morning, Stan. Good morning, James. Chris, hello. Paul Compton. Just in from a very cold workshop, been working out how to extract a motor stator to rewire the coils. Good God, you're braver than I am. I would never do that. Paul Anasty, good afternoon, Stan from Swansea, Wales. Hello, Paul. Chris Vanderhost, hi. Okay, so that's the Hertel. And there's one more wheel in here. Again, the Carborundum Abrasives Company brand. And it's kind of an interesting structure. It looks like a ruby wheel, but then it's got a lot of dark, kind of black impregnated into it. And this is a 32 AR tool room wheel. And it actually gives the application here. This is for tool steels, high-speed steels, and alloy steels. And this is a 46i. So it's 46 grit I hardness, and it's a 32A structure. But the ruby wheels grind a little cooler than the aluminum oxide. But this still is an aluminum oxide blend. But I'm looking forward to trying that. So Aaron, thank you very much. From the Great Pacific Northwest. And go check out his channel, Aaron Garney. You set these off to the side. Let's look at some comments. Oh, Tom Zelickman. Hello, Tom. Next up, we got a box in from Big Gator Tools, and let's talk about that real quick. I haven't even opened it yet, so let's open it here and see what they sent over. And this is all swag, not for me, but it's for you. It's for people that attend the bash, and we're going to be giving it away. Oh, the Mr. Schneider. Hey, Stan, do you or any of your YouTube machinist group take on paid projects from viewers? I'm restoring an antique Black Hawk floor jack, and I need front wheel axle bolts made. I have one original. James Green said, yes, he does. No, I really don't. I don't have time for it, honestly. From now until summer bash time, I'm going to be just burning it at both ends. Kevin Oldfield says, hi from Greece. Anyways, Mr. Schneider, hook up with James Green, and you guys get your work done. A few of us do. Tom Zelickman is in there too. Yeah, I know Tom Zelickman's a job shop. Ray Cornelia, when are you going to update the whiteboard? Hey, you tuned in late, pal. You're on the list, all right? Ray Cornelia, right there. See it? I'll update the whiteboard, don't worry. Okay, Eagle Dust Off, blah, blah, blah. All right, you guys are hooked up. See, I'm like a broker here. All right, let's open up what Big Gator sent and see what you guys are going to win at the Summer Bash. And they actually did send something over for everybody. If you go to their website and you do buy something from Big Gator Tools, check out biggatortools.com of all things, and you go to checkout, use Summer Bash 17 when you check out. You get a discount, free shipping, blah, blah, blah. No limits or anything like that. So check out biggatortools.com, and Summer Bash 17 is your checkout code. So pretty cool that they did that for us. Got a box within a box. All right, nothing there. Oh no, peanuts. God, we hate peanuts here. Got an envelope. Stan. Oh, Stan, thank you for the invitation to the Barzy Summer Bash 2017. Big Gator Tools will unfortunately be able to attend. We hope you and your colleagues have a great time. Hopefully you can attend another year. We would like to offer door prizes, product literature, and offer an online discount code. We'd like to offer 2 different set of tools for the door prize: the Mini V drill guide and the original Gertech grease coupler. Each prize has a welcoming folder to the lucky winner. Our discount code for 10% off your whole order is Summer Bash 17, no exclusions. BigGatorTools.com. All right, well, let's check out these things that they sent. I might have to go dump some peanuts first, though. Oh, I can't tell you how bad I hate those. All right, we got some literature. Dig some of this stuff out and I'll go dump. There's the grease coupler they were talking about. Supposedly they've got a thing that goes on your grease gun where after you lock it onto the grease zerk, it doesn't come off until you release it. Oh, here they are. It's called the Gertech grease coupler. Goes on your grease gun and attaches securely. Let's look at some comments here real quick. Hi from Kingscliff, UK. Hello, Ian Taylor. Northwest Machining, I should get a commission. I should, gosh. Tool sponsor shipped early. Yeah, it's good if they ship early, James. That way we can, photograph everything and start teasing our audience. Let's see. Good morning, Stan G-Man from Santa Clara. Hello, Santa Clara. You're not that far away. I take care of Stan with whiskey. He does. There's a late Christmas present that actually came in too. I've got a never-ending supply of Jack Daniels. Hello from West Virginia. Hello, Jeff. All right, let's finish opening this up. Let's see what else we got. Trying to work my way around the peanuts here. Oh, these are cute. We didn't get these last year. This is a mini V drill guide. Let's take one of them out and check it out. I gotta buy something from them and keep it here in the shop. It's a little drill guide. And on the back side, it's got a V groove. And they are all laser etched. So they're pretty nice units. Over on the side, you're going to see little lines across here. I don't know if the camera's even going to show it up. There it is. There's little lines right here. So if you were to mark something cylindrical, like a shaft, you had a shaft like this, and you had a mark across it where you wanted your line, you drop this guy on, line up your line on the side, and that's going to coincide with the holes on the top. And those are not just laser etched; those are actually engraved. So that's kind of the V block drill guide. So they call that a mini drill guide. It goes from 3/64 and all the way through there's an 1/8 inch. Then they go 30, 29, 25, 21, and 10. Pretty cute. There's the top of it again. Got to tip it so the light catches those engravings there. All right, so we got 2 of those to give away. So thank you to Big Gator. And what else we got? We got some more literature. Oh, we got stickers this time too. They're celebrating their 10-year anniversary. So I got some nice stickers. Business cards. And on the back, they've got all their tap guides and drill guides on the back. Those are all the different ones they make. And they're very similar to the ones I just showed you, except a larger version. Oh, what's this? There's your discount codes, and there's a full line cards there. These are the, I think these are the winners packages. Yeah, those are for the winners packages for the giveaways. Pretty cool. Thank you, Big Gator Tools. Oh, what's this? Something else. Oh, that's the rest of them. I didn't get them all. Okay. And I'm gonna go dump peanuts right now because that's, oh my God. I'm sure I didn't miss anything. Let me go get rid of these. I can't tell you how bad I hate styrofoam peanuts. Out of here. Okay, so thanks, Big Gator Tools. Those grease gun couplers look interesting. Self-aligning quick release. And it's hands-free. 1/8" national pipe thread on that, and just goes onto your grease gun flex hose. Let's read some comments. Tom Zlickman says, good to see things all coming together, booking my flights this weekend. Okay, good deal. Machining Basics, hi man, good to see another live video. Regards from our steam engine restoration place here in the UK. Well, hello. Good morning from Salt Lake. Hello, F-Wrench. I have all their drill guides and love them. Yeah, they are pretty nice. I need to get some here in the shop. I gave everything that showed up here last year, I gave away. I'll be driving my California illegal truck down to the bash. Hey, man, we don't discern that here at Bar Z. You can be as illegal as you like. Jerome says, I have one as well. I like it. Yeah, those mini ones are kind of cool. You got one of the little teeny ones there, James? All right, so that goes on the Bar Z Summer Bash shelf. Did I get all my stuff? There we go. All right. Oh, so that's Big Gator. Let's see. Be thankful no one has sent you a box with packing chips and a spring-loaded bottom. I may have done that once or twice. You know, I've heard stories about people that take packing peanuts and put in some kind of an air canister with a trigger. When you open the box, that air canister just shoots peanuts all over your shop. That's a horrible, horrible thing to do. Let's talk about. We'll go back to Summer Bash. Yes, we will. Events. Summer Bash. This is not an official announcement. You cannot book. You cannot RSVP right now. Summer Bash is on June 24th, so there is a date. There are events the day before the Summer Bash. Surface grinder question and answers. It'll be a hands-on class right here in my shop. That's going to be hosted by Tom Lipton and myself, June 23rd, for surface grinding and small projects. You're going to sign up for that. There's going to be a limited number of chairs. TIG welding Q&A with Jim Bollinger, hosted by Lincoln Electric. We don't know what day yet. It may be Friday. It may be Saturday. We don't know yet. We're going to firm that up before the big announcement. PTC Instruments, hosted by John Marcus, is giving a shop tour. They make durometers and hardness testers. Also on June 23rd, Standridge Granite is offering a tour again. Morning is going to be the quarry. Afternoon is going to be the calibration lab for the granite plate people. All right, so those are the events that are on calendar so far, and we're still working on exact dates, times, things like that. We'll have it all straightened out before the big announcement. But the first rule of Summer Bash is you don't talk about Summer Bash. Oh, let's see. Yeah, the illegal part was a joke, not well received. Oh, it was fine. But yes, I will be driving down there in a fully legal truck. you know what? You can show up in a Sanford and Son truck. I don't care. Bill Nebergall. Hello. I think I got your name right. Oh, I did get up. I was up in the Bay Area, and there's a gentleman up there. I've been working on his lathe off and on, and you know, I was over there doing some VFD programming, a little bit of wire, a little bit of control wiring on the VFD, and getting the machine to do everything he wanted it to do. And he offered me a grinder. You know, he said, "Well, you know what? Take it with you. I'm going to show you my grinder." Well, I've got it wired. It's a 3-phase, so I've got it wired into the rotary phase converter. I went and bought a couple of plugs yesterday, but I'll show it to you here real quick. Let's swing the camera around. And I'll show you the grinder. It's a little pedestal grinder over there. It's a Baldor 3/4 horse. I'm going to move my microphone over here, so maybe you can hear. I don't know. Let's go look at this little fella. Let's see. I guess you can see it. But it's a pretty nice little running unit. We ran it over at his shop. Let me start my phase converter. And actually, the phase converter is louder than the grinder. I swear you could balance a dime on that motor right now. It runs so smooth. What a great running little tool grinder. What a great horse trade, and very happy to get it. Been looking for one of those for quite a long time. Let me swing camera back over here. There we go. Oh, let's see. How did the banged up pipe job turn out? We're keeping that quiet at this point, but there's some drama up at my job site. Knolltop Farms. Chuck, how you doing? Gert, hello. That's why it's great to have a handy rotary phase converter. Yeah, rotary phase converters are nice because, you know what? If I didn't have that here, I'd have to bring it in, convert it over to a VFD, buy a VFD, find a home for it on or near the machine, and you know, make that thing generate a third phase. And that's all it would be doing. You know, I don't need variable speed. I don't need a bunch of commands or everything a VFD is capable of. So that is a prime example of a need for a rotary phase converter. They're wonderful to have in the shop. They can run, you know, all the way up to their, you know, whatever size phase converter you buy. Mine's a 5-horse, so I can run probably all the way up to a 5-horse motor. Let's see. Chuck says, doing okay. Had a tree hit my shop in the storms last week. Yeah, it's been pretty windy up there. You know, I was up in the Bay Area, and it was even windy up there. So it's been pretty brutal. All right, looks like Mr. Schneider and James Green are hooked up. Free firewood is the silver lining. Well, you know what? That's a good outlook, Chuck. You know, free firewood's something, so that's good. Oh, here I'm going to give you an M18 update. Now, I've had Milwaukee Tools M18 line hard at work on my job since August last year. A lot of guys with their hands on them, using them all day, every day, and I'll show you my dead soldiers. And my guys put little comical notes on them. This is a M18 brushed impact, and this one says Something Wong smells funny. So that tells me it's either an armature or brush card here in the back, and he said it was smoking a little bit. So that one's a dead stick. Here's another one. There was a note on this one. It's obviously fallen off, but it looks like it got dropped and it broke the cooling fan inside. When you run it, it rattled. So it's probably no fault of Milwaukee's. It probably fell off a scissor lift and went down 32 feet to its death. But it's still good for parts. I could probably use a trigger or a clutch or something off of it. I've never had any trouble with the actual drive up here. It's always the motor back here. I've never had a single failure of a trigger assembly. With speed control and all that down in the trigger. I have not ever had any drive problems, but I have had a lot of motor failures. So these two are dead from my job. Not a single fuel has failed, and I've got quite a few fuels up there working. Chris B says, "Hi, Stan, late to the party." That's Old Man's Machine Shop or Old Man Shop. Hello, Chris. Knolltop Farm says, "Only busted the eaves about 18 inches and not actually leaking." Well, that's good. I had an Italian cypress that tipped over on the house here a couple of years ago, and it took out rain gutters and one of the eaves and everything. I've repaired it since then, but it could have been catastrophic. And I trimmed the trees around the house because of it. Outside Screwball. Hello, Chuck. Chuck and Chuck. How you doing? Hey, Chuck, you see my, I guess you missed it. You see my new bench or pedestal grinder? And I'll swing the camera around one last time. There it is, buddy. What do you think of that? It's a Baldor 3/4 horse. You know what? And I got it up in your area. So you didn't seagull this one. I did. All right. Your name's, Chuck, your name's on the paper right here. All these names are going up on the board. I have buddies in the area that want one. Yeah, well, I hauled it down from your area, so you didn't get that one. I did. I went in on stealth mode and swept that one up. All right, guys, we've been live for, I don't know how long we've been doing this. About 33 minutes. If you guys got any other questions. Oh, Knolltop Farms is coming this year. Well, you should have let me know. Send me an email or something. So we're going to put Chuck Van Etta down. And all right. Norway Jerk just said, I just got home from an auction. Did you buy anything good? Yeah, Chuck, I learned from the best. Good seagulling. I got to learn to swoop in fast and silent. All right, guys. Like I said, we've been live for 34 minutes. If you guys got anything else for me or any questions or anything, shoot them over now. I think I've covered all the topics. We did viewer mail. We did Summer Bash mail. We covered the Milwaukee. I showed you the grinder. We chit-chatted about this and that. Let's see. He got an ideal double scale indicator. Comp Edge. I am currently making plans to attend this year. Fingers crossed. Colin, let me know as soon as you firm that up. If you're rock solid, I'll put you on the list. Look forward to seeing you. Hi again. Will you be contributing to the What's in Your Box giveaway again? I know it's early, but I've already started my clamps. Yes, I contribute every year. It was late last year that I did it, and I had to send it directly to the recipient. But yeah, I did get it out. Ray, yeah, good to see you, bud. Enjoy that new house. I know you're still living out of boxes, and that sucks. Outside screwball, rust removal on a part with a surface grinder. Okay, or avoid and use the sander first. I don't mind doing a little rust removal. You know, I don't like putting it down against my mag plate. Rust is very abrasive. I do a little bit of surface plate work with a lapping plate work and clean it up as much as you can first. I'll Gopher says, I still need to figure out if I can make it again this year. Let me know if you can, Ryan. Last month, I got a Brown and Sharp magnetic knee. That's interesting. I'd like to see pictures of that. Okay, fellas, we're running about our usual time. If there's anything else you want to talk about or whatever, put it in the chat. We're going to be wrapping it up here pretty quick. I actually have work to do in the shop today. Replacement motors are available for those M18s. I have burned up a couple of M12s. Seems they don't like drilling 1/2-inch holes in truck frames all day. No, they don't. You know, we do a lot of hole saw work, and those old turkeys can run hot. And the brush models slowly degrade over time. As brushes and armatures wear, they're going to slowly degrade. But yes, you can get motors for them. You can get brush cards for them. They make a little green board, a little circular green board with 4 brushes on it, 4 very small brushes. The brushes themselves are not replaceable. You have to replace the entire green board because the shunt wires coming off of the brushes are spot welded down to the card. So you have to buy a brush card. They're not very expensive. They're about $8, but they're not plug and play. They have to be soldered onto the trigger, and it's a pain in the ass to do them. Let's see. Best brand of wet sandpaper for final cleanup. I like 3M Wet and Dry, the black carborundum paper. Miko says, who's going to win the 4-jaw? No idea. Tune in. Inquiring minds want to know. John says, I have a question about surface grinding. Hey, if I know the answer, I'll give it to you, bud. See you later, Chuck. Enjoy your day in the shop. I know it's a day off for you. Okay, John, shoot your question. I get a choppy look, but do not feel it. How do I eliminate that? Well, you have to make sure you're dressing your wheel properly, which means if you just mounted the wheel, you need to take it all the way to full circumference with a diamond. Make sure your wheels, because when you first mount a wheel on an arbor, they run out a lot. There's a lot of eccentricity there, and you have to make a lot of passes to get that wheel clean around the entire circumference. That's one thing. The other thing is your machine condition. Make sure you have no radial runout in the spindle. You've got axial runout in this direction and radial runout in this direction, where you simply put a dial test indicator on your spindle, try to move it north and south, and then mount it to the side, and then try to move it east and west. Spindle not running. I'm not talking about run out. I'm talking about radial play in the bearing. It should be less than, on a cold machine, 1/10 of a thousandth. All right. It should be very tight. Those two things can contribute to chatter. The other thing is cutting too deeply, a dirty wheel. You know, you have to identify it, whether it's the wheel dress or the actual machine condition. But those would be my first 2 places I'd go to check for chatter. Turn the wheel really slow when traversing and taking a really light cut. Oh no, Rick Saunders said the feed just went to crap. Read your wheel specs. Yes, your wheel specs are important. Don't try doing, any rough grind or anything. Man, 36 or 46 grit. Don't go any finer than that. Your 120 grit and 180 grit wheels, man, they run hot, and they're for the finest of down feeds. maybe a 1/10 of a thousandth at a time with a clean dress. Take it real easy on those. Hey, Blue, how you doing? James Green says the feed is good on this end. Yeah, I don't see any glitches in the feed. I'm watching the feed over on the laptop. It's showing okay. Well, John, check those two things. Check your spindle condition, and make sure you're dressing deeply enough with a freshly mounted wheel, and then make sure you know what type of wheel you're using. Don't try to do any big heavy work with a fine wheel. 80, I think mine is an 80 grit, and that's kind of fine. Also using flood coolant. Yeah, I wouldn't use an 80 grit to remove any more than a couple of tenths. That's an awfully fine wheel. And that's going to run hot. See, what you got to know is the metal you've got down on your plate, and you start grinding that. If what you're grinding starts to heat up, it's got nowhere to go. It's going to swell up if heat exists, and it's going to climb up into the wheel, and you're going to take an even deeper cut, and it's going to get even hotter. But it's got nowhere to go except up into the wheel. That's a lot of times why you see a part. If you grind it and then it cools, you're going to see it dish. It's going to be high at the ends and low in the middle because it's swelled up so much in the center, and you ground that hump off of there, and then it cooled and came back down, and it's actually measurable where you've got a sway back in it. That's very, very common. Alexander, hey Bubba, great to see you live again. Hey, how you doing, Alexander? If you have gunk in the ladder gear, will it affect it as well? If your gear is worn out, it will affect the table, move back and forth, allowing odd grind patterns. Oh, there was another phenomenon that we saw. It was actually on Chuck Bomarito's surface grinder on the tower that holds the spindle. The gibs were loose. It was like a dovetail type ways in the tower, and the gibs were loose. So as he was running the machine, the vibration from the machine, the spindle would sit there and fall as you were grinding it, or actually as you're grinding your part, the spindle would start dropping. And I'm only talking about a couple of tenths, but as he's working his way across a part, the spindle's falling and falling and falling, and he's like, "Wow, this thing's really getting hot," And we got to the end of one, and then we, did a little down feed and started going back, and it would grind a door stop in either direction when we were grinding. And finally, we put an indicator on it, and did a before and after, and we watched it drop a couple of tenths during our traverse across the part. And we finally put something on there where we could see what was happening, and we tightened up the gibs, and it went away. So that's another phenomenon that we found, and that was a brown. I think that was a brown and sharp. Let's see. No, you'd be surprised how smooth of a finish you get with a coarse wheel. It looks coarse under a microscope, but they all kind of do. Check your machines. All right, guys. John, I hope that helped you with the surface grinder. It gives you a place to start and go out and check. But I think we're going to close it up unless anyone else has got any questions for me. Leonard, hello from Kansas. Hello, longtime subscriber. Well, I appreciate your subscription, Leonard. We're just closing up. I'm sorry. We're just shutting down the show here. Be safe this weekend. I will do. John, go check out your machine. Any news on the saw? Blue, which saw is that? The Johnson Model J or the Marvel saw? See you later, Ryan. See you later, Colin. HRM, he just subbed. Hey, thanks for the subscription. I appreciate it. Got to go drain the tank. Okay, go drain the tank, Chris. Oh, the Johnson. No, I'll swing you over real quick. No, the Johnson is still sitting on the bench over there. Right where I left it. There it is, right there. So no, nothing is done with the Johnson. All right. Okay. Oh, you're most welcome for the feed. So you either love it or you hate it. You know, some guys just love these live feeds. Some people just, well, that's why I do them separate. I put a playlist. I just created it this morning. I put a playlist on the channel with all the live feeds all wrapped into one. So if you want to bore yourself for hours at a time, you can go through all my old live feeds. But there is a playlist on my main channel of all the live feeds. Snow and palm trees. We all knew Kelly was weird. Yeah, I'm right there with the weird part. Hi and bye from Scottsdale, Arizona. Thanks for tuning in, Mark. All right, guys, I'm going to take you out in regular BarZ style. I want you to have a good day. I want you to be out safe in the shop. And you know what? Go make something nice out in the shop today. We'll catch y'all later. And this is BarZ out.